Okay, if you haven't watched the optional drawing videos, I'm going to recommend that you do so. They are optional. I'm going to be using templates and some of the terminology and the items in those videos. So even if you don't build your own template, I think it is worth the time to watch. And I don't really want to make it part of the assignment. There's some advanced stuff in there that. Um, I enjoy doing and building the templates, knowing where this stuff comes from. So um, just just make yourself familiar with what's going on there. And when I use those additional items, just that's where they came from. All right, so we're going to go on into the drawings, and the drawing module is, to me, the easiest module. If you have some drafting background experience or just want to throw some dimensions on a part to get some information out of it, we're going to be able to do that. So I want to say that since I did the first, at least the first three, I'm going to do those as individual with the standard SolidWorks. So we need to open up a new drawing. And I'm going to go back to the standard templates. This is what I created in the videos. If we go to the drawing, it's going to take us to a list of sheet formats. And I've done this before, so I'm going to turn that back on. This is probably what you're going to see. If you click on those, notice that the title block is very small and 1.2 meters by 800.85 millimeters. That's a big sheet. And the A4 portrait, A3 landscape, not much different. You can use those if you want. They're going to look a little strange. The ANSI landscape, all of them kind of have that issue of taking up the kind of a third of my page, and I'm not real fond of that style of title block. So that's why I made my own, and I made the videos so that you can kind of tinker around and do those. There's previous videos that were even simpler, but those were from scratch where this was modifying an existing. So what I really want here is the standard sheet size, a landscape, and we'll go ahead and open that up. All right, so I did not launch. Let's see. So that means that somewhere in there I turned off the model view. So when I start the command, I should automatically go into this model view. And we're going to go between the view palette and the model view. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that off. But just the main difference is that when you open up the drawing and it goes in, it should automatically go to this model view and be prepared to browse. All right, so I have all of those items. I want the spacer 30 by 30. And from the discussion, I'm going to need a front view and a right view. Top view is not going to do too much for me. Or if I decide to forego the right view, then the front view and the top would be fine. And we are in hidden lines removed. Let's see, did I jump over anything? No. We're not picking up anything on the display. It didn't, there are no other configurations in this, so we don't have to worry about those. And the sheet scale is fine, projected, draft quality, all of those are good. We go ahead and accept it, and it puts the view in. Now it's a little bit big, but I think we're okay. This is a 2-to-1. Probably for the other ones that we do, we will set those. All right, and it brought in the center marks. And when we go to set our dimensions, we're going to pick, and because I'm in ISO, I'm going to get something that looks like this. And if you prefer to be in ANSI, we'll take care of that in a second. I'm just going to put a handful of dimensions on it. And I'm not looking for perfect dimensioning here for as far as the assignment. As you do this and get more familiar with it, um, you'll get better at it. All right, so if you want to be in ANSI, then we're going to go to the options and the document properties, and we're going to switch to ANSI. And then at the bottom, just off screen, we're going to hit OK. So the main differences are that ISO is above the extension line, ANSI is in the middle of the extension line. The horizontals dimensions are also on the vertical. In ISO, they align with the extension line. Instead of a straight leader, I get the bent leader. It's just preference. There are some, if the drawings get tight and there's a lot of vertical dimensions, then having that dimension aligned with the extension line helps. I kind of adopted that when I was doing the casework, and a lot of the line boring generated a ton of dimensions off of that side. So for a single drawing, we go ahead and hit save. It picks up the same name. We go ahead and I think that was in the same folder. We'll find out in a second. I can, if I go back to the recent, make sure that it went to my assign assembly. So what I'm looking at is the fly out pop up that says, yeah, put it in that folder. So that's a good place. I could probably also go to the welcome, and if I highlight over that, then the location can't really hover over it, but at the bottom of that is where it saved it. So if I have any doubts, I can pull this. We close that. And like I said, the first three, my preference is to have multi-sheet drawings. So this is not something that I normally do, but once I kind of get into the rhythm of this, the drawings go fairly quick. So if your show standard formats comes back on, uncheck it. We're going to go to the landscape. It's going to put me back in ISO. And this is one that because want to say because when we did the installations, if we didn't pay attention at that point and tell it that we wanted to do ANSI, I think it's going to default to this anyway. So it doesn't matter to me which one you use. For now, stay with the ISO, and then if you make your own drawing template at some point, that would be the time to change over to the ANSI and leave it. But we're good. So I want to, oh, my command manager is still collapsed. So that's going to give me some more room here anyway. So if I go model view again, where again, it didn't pop up because I don't have this box checked. So you should automatically go here and browse. And we're looking for the 30 by 60 and hit open. And I want to create the multiple views. And those are all pretty big. So we're going to no, I still want to use the sheet scale so that they all go the same. The custom scale would only apply, I believe, to the front view. So we're not doing configurations. I've got the front, the right, the top. No display states. I prefer hidden lines removed until they actually are going to help me by showing hidden lines. And yeah, that's a little big, so I'm going to come down here to the bottom, and on the status bar where it has the 2 to 1 in this case, I'm going to switch it to 1 to 1. If it's microscopic, then we're going to make it a little bigger. So in that case, it would be like 1 to 20 or whatever. But it usually does a pretty good job of doing the scale. All right, so our goal here then is annotation, smart dimension, put in our dimensions. And I'm picking on, in this case, on the center marks. They're a little bit easier to grab. And we'll put that one in place, and let's see what it looks like if I do the whole callout. Sometimes with the with geometry, so that one, no, because it's a whole callout, it went that way. But since it is not a whole wizard item, then it's not going to do an instance count because these were generated as a feature and a pattern. And if I highlight that, let's hit the escape, let's highlight that, and we have displays radius, displays diameter, linear, and the on-screen dim window. So there is sometimes a pop-up. And let's go ahead and put in a 2 times and enter. All right, so that put it quite a bit above. I'm not sure exactly where. Oh, maybe because I hit enter. So we can do 2 times, and then again, it's a choice of the smart dimension. So if you see some of those popping up, or in the smart dimensioning, if you do rapid dimensioning, it also comes up with another box. So we'll do that on the next one. I don't need the right view here, staying with what we did before. And notice that as I drag these, if I want to reposition, the alignment of the top view allows this to go up and down. If I'd left the right view, it goes left and right. And everything follows the front view as the parent view. And then if I want to realign, make those a little closer. And that was the box that I was looking for, was the on-screen that showed up in the right mouse. So let's go ahead and save that one. And again, this is just a get started, push buttons kind of thing. So we'll go with the visual back into the drawing. This should have stayed off. Hit OK. And in contrast, if I go to the view palette, then I'm going to nothing in the pull down. So I'm going to go to the dot dot dot, and we're going to find the 30 by 90 and hit open. And then now, because it's showing me the preview, I can drag these in, and I'm going to stay consistent and go ahead and select those items that I want and position. All right, and then same things, smart dimension, not overly concerned with the order. And if I miss one, I'm going to make multiple passes with this process. Because these are singles, I'm going to do a little bit closer view on it. But eventually I'm going to go through all of these drawings multiple times to make sure that I catch and think about and kind of process all of this information. All right, so let's see, we want to right click, and there's my smart dimension. And once again, we'll go that way. It didn't pop up there, so this time I'm going to go 3 times. I don't remember if I use the lowercase. I think it's supposed to be uppercase, and then we save it. All right, so that gives me my first set of drawings. The next video, I'm going to do the multi-sheet, and I'm also going to use the template that I made. So we'll finish this video up here, and then you can compare between the standard SolidWorks template and the custom template.